kickboxing. Some combos. Let's do a jab, double jab, cross, weave, and cross. All right, so 1, 2, cross, weave, cross, and out. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna double jab, so. Nice. So double jab, fully extended. For the second one, you pull it back halfway. And the second one, you launch from the middle. So you don't go wing it back for double jab. You go, you pull back to the middle and then jab again. So it'll be like this. What I like to do is add some footwork. So it'll be like 1, 2. So 1, 2, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So left, right, left, right. So whenever you put the left one down, you do the punch. So left, 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 left. Put it together really quickly, you'll be able to. Okay, it's kind of like tap dancing. You add more power to your punch when you do the steps. Like that. So. Okay. Now we're gonna do double jab and cross. Here we go. Like that. 1, 2, cross. So for the cross, go like that. So you want to swing this hip forward and just reach out. Same time, I want to turn the fist horizontal as it comes out. So your fist is like this, as it comes out, turns horizontal. Okay, just the cross by itself will be like that. And remember to keep this hand up. A lot of people, when they do the cross, they go, they pull their hand down. They pull their hand down too much. So you want to keep your hand still guarding your face. So like that. So for guys, one helpful tip is you're swinging your penis like that, like a golf swing. So imagine you're swinging your penis with your hips. So your belly button really swings. That's where you get your power from. So I'm swinging my belly button, swinging my penis out like this. Okay, so you do the double jab cross. It's kind of like this. Yeah, it's a technique. Just imagine you're swinging your penis with your hips. You want to make a big baseball bat swing with your penis. And then you use that motion to throw the punch. See, I'm swinging the baseball bat, right? So I add the power off my core when I do that. Okay, so now we're doing the double jab cross. So 1, 2, 3. Wing Chun? Kind of, yeah. So in Wing Chun, Wing Chun rotation doesn't happen on the toes, it happens on the heels. So yeah, you can say you're swinging your hips the other way, like this. In Wing Chun, that's what you do, right? Just pivot on the heels. It works well in closed stance. Works well with closed stance. It doesn't work for long range because you're on your heels and you're standing straight, right? Look, if you just do this, I can get about 3 more inches worth of reach. See, let's say I'm touching the bag, and then if I stand Wing Chun stance, I can't really reach it. So you don't get a, I'll show you how to use it later. So right now, doing the double jab, cross, and then weave, cross, right? I'll show you what to do with the Wing Chun stance in a sec. So I go, weave, cross. So same thing. So basically you're weaving underneath, somebody's gonna hook you. So you weave underneath, and then you do another cross. Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3, weave, cross, and then back out. Or 1, 2, 3, weave, cross, and then move out. Or you do 1, 2, 3, weave, cross, step to the other side, and do another cross. So try that one. 1, 2, 3, weave, cross, step to the side, cross. So here, 1, 2, 3, weave, cross, step, cross. You got 3 crosses in a row. Okay, so that's the combo. So here's how you use the Wing Chun stance, how I like to use it. A Wing Chun pivot. I don't like to use it for straight punches. I like to use it for kind of like short hooks, like this. So the Wing Chun pivot is like this, right? So in Wing Chun, we're taught to hit straight with it. But I find it's better to do hooks with this. With that pivot. See, the same Wing Chun pivot. Same Wing Chun pivot. But I'm adding hook instead of a straight punch. And what makes it work really well? Actually, they use this a lot in boxing, except they don't use it. They don't call it a Wing Chun pivot. It's more of a kind of like a Mexican hook, they call it. So they plant their left foot, they put their weight on it, and then they pivot on the left foot, and they do it and dig in the body like this. It's called a Mexican hook. So the key is that they plant their left foot on here. And what you're also supposed to do is actually pivot on the heels like this. So you planted the front foot, you pivot the heel. So you really dig into the ground. And then you pivot, and then that's where you do the body hook. So it looks like this. Can't see my feet, but it's like that. Like that. This one is like you're pulling a chainsaw. Pulling the cord on a chainsaw. Okay, so if you want to use a Wing Chun pivot, that's how you use it. You plant your foot and you dig your heel into the ground like you're putting out a cigarette butt with your heel. And then you use that torque and turn it into a little hook. So don't do a big one like that. It's going to be a little one like this. Okay, so I dig in like that. So you can get generally a lot of power, really short range, just like Wing Chun style. But I'm doing it, instead of going straight as a Wing Chun punch, I'm using a hook. Why? Because usually this close, you got these big gloves on. When you're fighting boxing, can't get through the guard. So the guy's doing like this. You got openings on the side. So you do a quick hook. No horizontal fist on the hook. It's faster if you do horizontal fist. So I'm hooking like this. It's horizontal. So I'm not vertical. This is horizontal hook. This is vertical hook. Okay? So I'm doing vertical hook. It's faster in this situation. It's faster. If you do horizontal hook, it doesn't become a hook anymore. It looks like a hook, but if you come out, it actually comes out straight. And then if the guy's glove is here, you just hit the glove. So you want to get around the guard, you need to do a vertical hook. Because see, it comes out a bit and goes around the guard. If you do a horizontal hook, it's slower. I find it slower, so you can test it out, right? So if you want to do horizontal hook, it'll look like this. Here's the wide version, right? Here's the shorter version. But that becomes more like a cross than a hook. And it doesn't get around the person's guard. It's okay if you have no guard here. You can just, basically just a cross. But if you want to get around the guy's guard, then you do a hook like that. And vertical is better. Elbow rises on the way out. Yeah, that's right. So see my elbows down. My elbow rises on the way up. So see, up and then back, up, back. So you really got to practice. One common mistake is people just swing too wide. So what you can do is stand by a wall. And then practice doing a hook against the wall so that your hand goes too far, it's gonna hit the wall. Okay, you want to prevent your arm from getting out too far for the hook. So practice against the wall. You're standing against the wall here. So it will force you to keep your fist pretty close to your head. Same for the left hook. So if you got left hook, one common mistake is you swinging out too wide. So what you do is stand against the wall, your glove here, and practice doing a hook. Just basically grazing the wall, but without touching the wall. Okay, because if you go too far, you're gonna hit the wall. So you gotta do really tight hooks. And what I like to do is I use my tendons as elastic bands for my hooks. So what happens if you stretch out elastic band, naturally it's going to want to come back, right? So that's the kind of like mechanic I'm using. I'm stretching it out and then letting the elastic band pull it back. So even just the elastic band has got some power there. I'm not using any other body mechanic, just the elastic band. Right, so what I'm doing is I'm stretching out the elastic band and pulling it back right at the end, like that. So slow motion will be like, okay. Looks like I'm going really wide, but I'm actually only doing this. But if I stand this way, you see it looks really wide, right? Because I have to reach out my arm. But when it's in front, it's actually not coming out that far. Okay, so going more. So I'm gonna extend my arm straight, and then I rip it back. So it's very different from what people tell you to do hooks. Tell you to do the whole body power into it. You get more power, sure, but they're really tiring and slow because you're using too many muscles. I'd rather use what's the fastest way to kick higher. I'm not a good kicker. I'm not a very good kicker. I'm a really good puncher though. So I can't really tell you how to kick higher. I don't have that much flexibility. So, but if you want to kick higher, just stretch. Just do some stretches, right? Do this stretch. See how far you can go. Just stretch your legs. Yeah, Tyson's got his own techniques for power. But my technique is to use as much of your skeletal structure and your joints and your ligaments rather than muscles, because joints and ligaments don't use energy. They use elastic energy because it's already in your body, whereas muscles use pulling and pushing force, which is uses a lot of energy. So now we combine it. We really close, and you combine it with the pivot. So on my feet, I'm doing this. I'm using the Wing Chun pivot. Okay, so dig in, turn, dig in, turn. So most of your weight is on the pivoting heel. That's why in Wing Chun you kind of have a slanted stance. Basically, you want to be mostly on one leg, one heel. If you turn right in the middle, you can do that too. It's actually good too. But for a little bit more power, the idea is to put more weight on one foot. Like that. I missed that question. What was that? Okay, so a good drill you can do. You do the double jab, cross, weave, cross. And I'm stepping over here, and I'm going to do my Wing Chun hooks, like that. So basically the idea is, I'm like this, got them off balance, I step to the side, and I go, boom, boom. Use my hooks, the body. Right? So you're standing next to him. He's facing that way. This is the shoulder here. This is the side. So you're hitting the front, hitting the back. This one, you can't hit the back of the head, so it'll have to be like this. Boxing, if you go like this, you hit the back of the head, you get disqualified. So to here, front. So this one could be like a short cross. Yeah, pop it back real quick. So, yeah, just pop it back quick. You want to get in the habit of letting the punches bounce off the person, right? Because if you push through, then part of your power is using just to push the target rather than put the impact into target. So if you let your gloves bounce off the target, like that, then the impact is transferred to the target rather than the pushing force. You don't want to push. You only push when you want to push, right? And if you push it when you're close, get some distance, right? When you close, push. And this is where you do your Wing Chun power. So push the person back if you need to. Or you can do the Lang Sao, right? You can do this, Wong Sao, Wu Sao. You put your hand here and push the guy off. Then when you got some distance, then you can launch some other attacks, right? Push him off a little bit, do some chain blast, do some close ranged attacks. What was that question? I missed it. Okay, so let's do some drill. So the basic drill is to do your pivoting. And then you can put your hands together like this. Stimulate a hooking action. It's kind of like some weights. You know how they do this? Which is similar. So you put your fists together like this. And when you're pivoting, try to focus your pivoting on one of the heels at a time. So imagine you're really grinding the floor with the heel. Grinding the floor with the heel. Okay, now you add the hook. So you notice when Tyson's really close to the guy, he's facing the guy square so that he can use both hands at the same time. Right, because you're not square, you can't use both hands as fast. You're square, you can use both hands faster. Okay, so now you add it with the bag, you can go just lightly. Faster. Mix it up. Always bring your fist back to your face after each punch, just for practice. Get in the habit of that. So you notice when I'm doing the hook, we got a little bit of whipping action happening. You don't see much in most people when they do the hook. I'm adding a lot of whipping action. So you see this motion. So if you look really closely, I'm actually doing that. You see at the bend? See, there's a little circle at the end. It just happens naturally when you do a lot of really slow rotational movements like Tai Chi. So it's in there, you see? Left one. Okay, so a little rotational movements. They just make your punches and your hooks a lot more efficient. So traditionally people hook, they look like this. We go 1, 2, right? They move their entire shoulder in one piece, like this. And just do it yourself. See how fast you can move from left to right if you move your entire shoulder in one piece. It takes a lot of energy, right? Just to move back and forth. So easier way to do it is to become more fluid. And see now, like this. See, my shoulder is not one piece. It's actually very loose and very fluid, right? Look like this. Very fluid. So if I add the punches, it looks funny, but then it's a lot more fluid. It doesn't take as much energy to move back and forth. So, again, launch a lot more punches with more power, with less energy. So, when you see me close, I'm actually doing this. I'm exaggerating. Guess where that's from? Right? You see a lot in Tai Chi. Or the other way. It's cloud hands. Right? So using the same motion. Versus having everything solid. You feel like more solid, but then you're actually using more energy. This is more tired and slower. Wax on, wax off. Yeah, this way. All right, so let me just finish my workout. Do some kicks. I'm not a good kicker, but what I do know is it's the same rotational principle. All right, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed today's workout. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow. I might do some more workouts like this. Have any questions? Put it in the comment section and then I'll get back to you. Use the Qi and prosper.